Yo dear friends, welcome, what's going on? Welcome back to this new live stream of Brazilian football. We're gonna watch it today again together. And I have to be honest, I first have to change the squads because they are still from the last game. I didn't manage to do it yet. So to have it all set up when the game begins, I'm just gonna do that real quick. If ever someone's already there, wants to say hi in the chat, very warm welcome here to the stream. I'm already in the stream. Today I can bring you the actual stadium atmosphere as well, which is really, really cool. And we don't have to rely on like random music in the background. We can really hear the crowd going with the game. Just gonna give a bit more texture to the whole commentary thing and stuff. But first I have to set up the rest. So welcome to whoever's there already. I'm really looking forward to this today. I think I can already put the ambient sound on. Can you hear it? Can you hear it well? And if it's too loud, don't hesitate to say it. If anything's too loud, don't hesitate to say it. I can still turn it down. Because the Palmeiras fans are already starting to sing quite loudly. Let's go for the squads. Palmeiras. In the goal, number 21, Weverton. It's the A teams. It's the first squads here for both teams. That's gonna be really interesting. Let me finish the squads real quick. Murillo. I'm sorry that I can't talk during the squad setup. Let's just finish that real quick and then I will tell you more about the game today. Rios is playing, Emiliano Martinez, not the goalkeeper. He's very much a field player, playing for São Paulo. Mauricio, as we know them. Palmeiras is A squad. Boom, the Palmeiras squad is updated, so we're just rapidly gonna go for the São Paulo squad as well. While the teams are already walking out here, you can hear it in the ambient music. Most valuable player in the squad of São Paulo playing today as well. So São Paulo also go all in here. As we hear the national anthem of Brazil here in the background, and I complete the São Paulo FC squad for today. I think the background music is quite high still. Have to put it back like to -20, I don't know. For the moment it's quite loud. And we can see the stadium is not fully sold out today, so even though this is a quite interesting Classico today, not sold out. Just gonna do an Insta story real quick here, so maybe people will join in. Come on, we're very well going for this São Paulo derby here between Palmeiras and São Paulo FC, both teams giving handshakes as we see the squads of both teams as I've put them here in the live stream as well. Just gonna have to be sure that we get the clock right, though. And the half, which is the first half, for sure. And then getting the clock to count up. At the right moment, perfect. And we're all set up and well. So that everything's set up, finally. I can finally tell you something about the game we're gonna see today. Palmeiras against São Paulo, a very, very traditional historical Classico of São Paulo that is gonna be played in the state championship today in the Paulistão. And it's quite an interesting situation because the state championship kind of has a complicated way that it works. So this game is actually important for Palmeiras for qualification if they want to advance in the state championship. São Paulo are kind of qualified already, but I'm gonna explain to you how this works once the game kicks off, which is gonna be in around 1 minute. We can see Caieri and Gomes from Palmeiras, the two captains of both teams, giving handshakes and having done the pre-game preparations so that we can embark now onto this very interesting Classico. And I'm gonna tell you how the Paulistão, how the state championship actually works. There's 16 teams, some of them playing first division, some second, some a bit lower division. One of them we're gonna see like later on when Santos is gonna play against Água Santa. Água Santa is a lower division team, and normally this game wouldn't be too interesting for me, but I was like, we have the unique chance of witnessing Neymar's first goal since his comeback, and I'm not gonna miss out on that. So after this stream we're just gonna go on for another game in this long night of São Paulo State Championship football. I'm really looking forward to that, glad you joined today, and let's do this together. To go back to how the São Paulo State Championship works, it's a system of 16 teams that were split into 4 different groups that are kind of meant to be composed of teams of similar of similar levels, so there's always one team, at least from the first division, one from the second, and so on, and so that the first division teams really have a chance not to knock each other out and can play in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and so forth for the title. And each team has 12 games, and all points are aggregated, but what counts is only how you play in comparison to the other teams in your group of 4. So how you perform in the overall standings is not that important. What imports for qualification for the quarterfinals is how you play against the 3 other teams in your group of 4. But the ball is rolling here. I'm just gonna start my clock a bit too late, but that's not gonna be too important. We're rolling. São Paulo has the ball in their defense, and I can literally not see who are the players on the pitch because, dude, the resolution is just too low. I'm gonna put it big. Balls on the side here for São Paulo in the defense. I'm literally watching this game on an old TV screen, which is kind of wild. Which has a resolution of 720p, which I cannot change here, but that's the conditions we watch it in. That's it. First viewer here. Hi. Who checked in here? You can write into the chat and say hi, so I can see who you are. Welcome to my stream. Games has been played for only 1 minute, and nothing seriously important happening yet. São Paulo with the ball at the midfield line, trying to maybe have a first attack here. Ball played long there down towards the attack, but it's intercepted by São Paulo. They may initiate the counter-attack here, but no one has come with them. And the game's is paused now, because one Palmeiras player is laying on the ground here, visibly injured. Will we see another early injury here? It is Mauricio who got the foot of, I think it's Pablo Maia or Alan Franco, one of the two, into his shoulder and was rolling on the ground and might have to be subbed off here really early on. Remember, it's the 2nd minute and we already have a pause of the game for injury. And we can see players off the Palmeiras bench already getting ready to might be subbed in. Yo Ellie, what's going on? Opted to watch this game because it's free on YouTube. Cazé TV. Yeah, it's free in Brazil on YouTube. Ha! Not here in Europe, which is why I'm doing this live stream for everyone who wants to watch it outside of Brazil, where it might not be free. And everyone who wants to enjoy this really interesting match of Brazilian football. I'm glad you came along, Eli. Or Ellie. I don't know how I pronounce your name correctly. How is it pronounced? Ellie? Eli? You can write it in the chat if you want. I can say this because nothing important like happening here. Still, the game is paused because of the injury of Mauricio, who I think will really have to be subbed off here in the 4th minute of the match. Let's see who's gonna be subbed in. Estevão. Estevão, who is not currently in the first squad, who was left on the bench to kind of give him a pause, I don't know what. But he's gonna be subbed on for Mauricio now. And the Palmeiras fans are going crazy, as you can hear. Holy lord. So we're gonna get to see Estevão here. But not for a great reason. Not for such a cool reason. Because Mauricio was injured and we already have the first substitution here. And gonna get a glimpse of Estevão, who has the number 41. And the next foul here whistled for Palmeiras in the middle of the half of São Paulo. So first free kick and first set piece, maybe a chance for Palmeiras to create something dangerous here. And I think the background noise is still a little bit high. I'm gonna put it a little bit more down. You can write me if I'm too loud, if the ambient sound's too loud. Don't hesitate to signal this in the chat. Distance still around 40 meters from the goal. It's gonna be a cross that will come in. Maybe we'll find the head of some Palmeiras player. Ball will be swung in right now. Can we see something dangerous here? We have a header, but it's wide. Header from 60 meters, not anything dangerous here yet. In the 6th minute of the game, but the first time that the team came a little bit closer to the goal. It's Palmeiras with the first really undangerous, but the first header of the game. Now the goal kick for São Paulo. Balls with their defense. Playing that are getting attacked quite early on here by Palmeiras, who want to make use of their artificial grass, and they have the ball, but it can be re-intercepted here by São Paulo, and they might mount an attack here. Balls in the midfield. Played back. And I honestly cannot identify the São Paulo players there on the pitch because the resolution of my second screen is very low, unfortunately today, because I'm not streaming from my home. And the São Paulo jerseys are produced in a way so that it's literally you're unable to see the numbers if the resolution is low and if you're seeing the match from a distance. With the Palmeiras jerseys, it's a bit more, it's a bit easier. Estevão at the ball, at the midfield line, passes it to the left. Maybe a little bit of space there for Juan. But re-intercepted there by São Paulo. Now they have the ball, might mount an attack. It's still in their own half. They cannot quite create speed here. Thanks for saying how you are pronounced. I'm just gonna... Acute open sound for the Y. That's quite counterintuitive for English. I used to... Acute open sound is like... Eli. Like what some Asians says, ways English speakers say to make it easier. Eli. Is it Eli? Have I pronounced it correctly right now? can write in the chat if you want. That's how I understood it. Palmeiras have the ball in their defense, by the way. Nothing all too dangerous happening there, even though they might play the long cross now onto the right side of the field. Is it too long? It's too long. And Andre Silva can't get it. Eli, perfect. Nice that you came back, Eli. I'm really glad to have you on the stream again. So we can enjoy this match together here. What do you think of the ambient sound? Is it good? Is it better than last time that you can actually hear what's going on in the stadium? Like right now, the Palmeiras fans whistling. Because the São Paulo player has taken a bit of time to perform this throw in here. And Palmeiras have the ball back there in midfield, but they cannot create anything dangerous. But São Paulo are under attack early on here. You can really see that for Palmeiras, I explained it when the game started, this game is really key. Because they have to win here if they want to keep up chances for qualification. Perfect volume. Super. So I won't change anything. Because as I explained earlier, Palmeiras, they need to win here to still have a chance to qualify for the quarterfinals. Or to not depend on other results. Because the Paulistão works in a way, so the state championship of São Paulo works in a way that is a bit counterintuitive. There's 16 teams, split into 4 groups of 4. And each team plays 12 games, so not against everyone. I don't know, Eli, if you know how it actually works. Now balls with Palmeiras. Now they could have the attack here. I think it's Estevão. Estevão distributes the ball back to his fellow teammate, but still not quite a chance. Emiliano Martinez. Now with the Palmeiras defense, Gustavo Gomes has the ball and will play the long cross towards the right, and it comes on to Richard Rios. Richard Rios now down to the ground line, but lays the ball a little bit too far ahead of him. Could have become dangerous there to go into the box, but it's a goal kick for São Paulo. I was interrupted in explaining how the São Paulo State Championship works. It's 16 teams, 4 groups of 4. Each team plays 12 games against 12 different opponents. So they somehow do not play 3 out of the 15 opponents they have. I don't know why. Maybe you know it, Ellie. Would be nice if you could tell me in the chat if you know that. But for qualification for the quarterfinal, that is like 8 of the 16 teams, it's important that you finish into the top 2 of your group of 4. All games that you play are counted, the points are aggregated, and in comparison to the other teams in your group of 4, you have to be in the top 2. Not like the general standings are not important. They're only important for relegation, but that's not important for this match. And Palmeiras are 5th in the overall standings, which would normally easily qualify them for the quarterfinals, but they just so happen to fall into a group with São Bernardo and Ponte Preta, 2 teams that do not play First Division, but that are in 2nd and 3rd of the overall standings right now, which means that Palmeiras in their group of 4 are 3rd with 16 points, whereas the other 2 teams have 19 points, which means they have to perform, and they somehow have to get points to, in the end, be 1st or 2nd, in comparison to those other lower league teams that are quite surprisingly in front of Palmeiras. I know Palmeiras has this difficult match against São Paulo ahead of them, and the irony of the thing is that São Paulo, I think, have 12 points in total, or I don't know, 15, but they have less points than Palmeiras. But in their group of 4, they're first, and they're already securely qualified for the quarterfinals, and even almost guaranteed that they'll be first in their group of 4. So even though São Paulo has less points than Palmeiras so far in this São Paulo State Championship, they are qualified, and Palmeiras is not, and Palmeiras needs to win. That's the situation. Bit complicated to explain. I might re-explain it later on again. But that's why we have to see Palmeiras win here. And they play for possession. They try to take advantage of the artificial grass of their Allianz Parque home stadium. The ball's on the left with Vega. Estaduais are pretty much whatever rulings the associations from the state decides. Yeah, I've seen like very, very different ways of the Estaduais being played, but now we might see a chance for Palmeiras. It's a foul, 18 meters from the goal, different position for free kick for Palmeiras. Flaco Lopes was fouled there by the São Paulo defense. Fouled by Alan Franco. 18 meters from the goal, and if they have like a very good free kick taker, this might be the first dangerous situation here. Yeah, these estaduais are sometimes a bit random. I mean, I follow the Campeonato Carioca, so the Rio de Janeiro State Championship, quite much because I'm a Fluminense supporter, and also my girlfriend comes from there, and I know Rio very well. And there it's actually straightforward. You have a league of 12, each team plays each opponent once, and the top 4 qualify for the semifinals. Easy. So, not a way that you can actually finish like top 4 but still not qualify at all for the semifinals, or in this case for the quarterfinals, as the case with Palmeiras right now. Preparations are going for the free kick. 2 players on the ball there. Richard Rios, and the other one I can see the number of. Who's gonna take the shot? 5-man wall of São Paulo. Can they stop the ball? Ball's free, takes the run, shoots towards goal, but is blocked by the wall. Will be a throw-in for Palmeiras. Shot it a little bit too low there. Still 0-0 after 15 minutes, but Palmeiras try to impose dominance, try to take advantage of their home stadium here today. And they have to win, as I said, whereas São Paulo kind of doesn't. Balls with their defense, Gustavo Gomes. And they try to play long balls there in the front, and the ball is like to the right side down the ground line. Can he put it into the box? He tries it, but it's blocked, and we have a corner kick for Palmeiras. Really straightforward play that we could see there by Palmeiras. As the ball is played down the right-hand side deeply, they want to try to get behind the lines of São Paulo with fast, smart passes through the spaces that open up. And until now, this is kind of effective. Palmeiras are starting to get a little bit more dangerous here. We're going to take a look at this corner. That's going to be swung in right now. Can we get any dangers? It's headed out by the São Paulo defense. And Palmeiras will have to build up again. I don't like the polish down setting. You can look at it. I think so unnecessary. Yeah, it's kind of random. I actually discovered this today that it worked like that. I kind of followed the matches, but I didn't know how it worked actually. And I discovered it today in preparation to the stream, and I was like, that's flippin' random how the São Paulo State Championship works. Hi Chopper Assustado. Welcome to my stream. Glad to have you here. Andre Silva, Juan and Igno Vinicius shouldn't be there. Why do you think so? Are you not okay with the São Paulo squad? Are you not okay with the transfers they did? What's the matter? Long ball that was tried, by the way, to be played to the right-hand side of the pitch, but not... but it was too long and the Palmeiras player didn't get it. That's why the crowd was going like, ah! Just right now. And we could just see an image that I thought interesting. You cannot see it, but in the Allianz Parque, in the stadium, there is actually a remote-controlled car with a camera mounted on it. So they actually replace the human that runs down the pitch with a camera with a small remote-controlled car that's doing like ring, ring, ring down the sideline, filming the match. That's kind of interesting and kind of funny. I've never seen that before. I only know that they sometimes get the ball into the game like that. But now they mounted the camera, which is actually smart. Free kick in the middle of the pitch for São Paulo FC, and they really have problems keeping the ball there for themselves because they attacked really viciously, really early on there by Palmeiras and didn't kind of find a solution for that until now. Now the ball intercepted at the middle line again by Palmeiras. São Paulo cannot create anything until now. Ball played down to the right side. Can he go through? Can he play it into the box? This time he can, but it's blocked again by the São Paulo defense, and we will have yet another corner kick. No, we won't. Palmeiras pick up the ball. Before that, ball's played into the box. The shot comes off, but wide. And I think it was offside. I was saying I think it was offside, the pass. Maybe not, because there was a São Paulo player laying down on the ground line. So maybe no offside, but not important. Wasn't a goal in any case. So it doesn't make a difference. It was. Oh, no, it wasn't offside. There was a São Paulo player sitting outside the pitch because he kind of had problems with his leg. So referee should have seen that and actually signaled offside. Because even when the player leaves the pitch behind his goal, it's counted as if he stands on the goal line. And should have been no offside there. If there had been a goal, would have been checked by the VAR, but no importance now. Because it was no goal. As said. Maybe the chance for a long ball there from the own box for São Paulo to create something. Now the ball's in with their attack. But not dangerous. First time Weverton, the Palmeiras goalkeeper, has the ball in his hands in the 19th minute. It's kind of interesting. No danger at all from São Paulo now, but now Palmeiras lose the ball there in the middle. Ball's played towards the left side, but intercepted by an old São Paulo player, and he came from offside. This ball wasn't for him. There was a São Paulo player taken the ball for him that was meant to go further on the left side and then run down the left side, but he kind of blocked this cross there and came from offside and absolutely ended this attack of his own team. Endrick and Oscar should be on the starting 11. Yeah, with Oscar, I kind of don't know why he's not on the starting 11. Like maybe they want to give him like some pause, they want to give him some time to acclimatize, I don't know, because like from a point of view of qualification, São Paulo don't need to win today. They need to win because it's a Clásico, because it's a derby, that's for sure. But even if they lose today, this won't impact their campaign in the state championship all too much. Because like maybe it's smart to keep some good players on the bench today. From this point of view. Because the state championship and SP are gonna play Libertadores, aren't they, this season? And all of this, they're gonna have very, very many games this season. So, might not be the best thing to have your best squad on the pitch in every match, especially if it's not that important from a point of view of qualification, as it's today. Foul now on the middle line against Rafael Veiga, committed by Juan, I think. And Palmeiras can try to get another attack again. Will they play another ball deep behind the lines of São Paulo? Yes, they will try it. Ball played long there onto the right to Richard Rios. And it's blocked and we have a throw-in, but Palmeiras again deep into the half of São Paulo. Palmeiras closer to the first goal than São Paulo. Way, way closer. After 20 minutes played. Richard Rios. Foul against him and it's free kick for Palmeiras from the right hand side, about 50 meters from the ground line, so dangerous position for a cross in. And maybe create some danger here. It's also quite a physical game until now. Not very beautiful, like Palmeiras have kinda tried to put in place a game here, kind of play a match. It was Mikey, I think it's Mikey that you pronounce him. I've never seen him play before. So if you know how to pronounce Mikey, you can write it in the chat. I'd be grateful. Games paused like because Richard Rios seems to have suffered a blow to his head during this foul, but all good with Enzo Dias. I think it wasn't intentional. But the free kick for Palmeiras stands, rightfully. And we're gonna see it swung in by Rafael Veiga. Free kick taker of Palmeiras, and maybe with a header they can create some danger here. Veiga brings the ball in, header, but it's headed wide by the defense. Ball still with Palmeiras now on the other side, on the left side. Cleared away by São Paulo, and we have a throw-in for Palmeiras in the half of São Paulo down the ground line. Ball's intercepted by São Paulo. Will they get a counter-attack going here? They tried to, but the Palmeiras defense was there. Ball's with Weverton now. He can play it long towards his strikers, but São Paulo defense will get the ball and try to start something of their own here. Ball down the midfield, attacked early on. Palmeiras really, really physical here and really pressing like. Where I said it is fine, perfect. Mikey. Kinda sounds like a cartoon character. Interesting name. And now, confusion at the sideline. Palmeiras coach Abel Ferreira talking with the referee. Because he's not okay with the foul he gave against Palmeiras. And also Luis Subelgia, the coach of São Paulo FC, is kind of not okay with what's happening. I don't know. It's kinda heated, as I put it in the title. It's the heated derby we expected. the 349th time, by the way, that Palmeiras and São Paulo FC play each other. It's one of the... I haven't compared it to other derbies, only to the one in Liverpool, Liverpool against Everton, from another continent, and I can say that this derby between Palmeiras and São Paulo FC was played over 100 times more often than the Merseyside derby in Liverpool. Almost 350 times. Ball now with São Paulo FC at the right side of the half of Palmeiras, and they will get a free kick around the right corner of the Palmeiras half. So maybe the first time in this match, in the 25th minute, that Palmeiras, that São Paulo FC will have a chance for their own from a set piece. The history of this Palmeiras-São Paulo duel is a thing of its own. Really, really interesting. We'll tell you more about that once we are in a moment of this match that not so much is going on, but right now we're into the action. Ball's free. Assistant referee laying the ball down as talks to the São Paulo FC players again, who wanted to lay the ball like a bit further away from the ground line to get a better cross in. But they don't have the right to do that, and the referee assistant was aware of that. Put the ball back down. Ball swung in now. Headed off by the Palmeiras defense. Ball still in the box of São Paulo now. It's with Estevão. This could be the counter-attack for Palmeiras. Ball played long, but it's with the São Paulo defender who just thumps the ball onto the stands out of the sideline. And Palmeiras will have the throw-in and can build up the match from themselves. It's with their defense on the right side now. Could be Murillo, I'm not sure. No, it's Mikey, actually. Mikey. They're playing it down through their defensive line, trying to get some space here to play a dangerous long ball. Estevão maybe dribble, no, loses the ball to São Paulo, who they themselves will play it down the left side into the Palmeiras half, but cleared away. Throw in for São Paulo, taken quickly there. Ball's into the Palmeiras box, but Palmeiras defense can get rid of it and gain possession back. Now the ball down the left-hand side, ball played flat, ball down the ground here, and we have the foul against Rafael Veiga again. So São Paulo kinda only can cope with those deep Palmeiras balls that are played down through the lines of São Paulo. Often they can only cope with that by fouling, and it was a yellow card against Alisson there as well. It's heated, it's physical, it's a derby. It's the derby we all wanted it to be. Free kick a little bit far away from the São Paulo goal there. Will be the opportunity for a cross. Rafael Veiga again on the ball. Will swing it into the box. And Rafael Veiga, as we know, he can get good crosses in. So this might be an opportunity for Palmeiras, after 30 minutes of the game, to create something dangerous here. He plays it back to his defender. They're kind of up to something. Mikey. He won't chip it in. Plays it back to Piqueires. Piqueires will chip it in, but it's blocked away by a leg of São Paulo FC, and they might get counter-attack here. Have the ball on the left-hand side, but fouled into their own half still. Now the game kind of went to sleep a little bit. We didn't see anything dangerous for some minutes. It's getting more and more intense physically, but nothing beautiful, nothing dangerous happening here. It's a fight. Just as the fla-flu that I've commented last week. São Paulo have the ball now into their defensive lines down the middle line, trying to initiate something dangerous. And we can see on the bench of Palmeiras now here the very unfortunate Mauricio, who had to be subbed off in the 3rd minute of the game because of a shoulder injury. He already has like something to stabilize his shoulder, down on his shoulder and in his arm. Seems to be a more grave injury there for him. Mauricio had to be subbed off for Estevão, which is why we see the prodigy, the most valuable player, if you consider market value, of all of Brazil right now. Subbed on in the beginning of the match, but for Mauricio this is not cool. This could be an injury that takes him out for a longer time, at least from what you can see. Clásicos tend to be like that, lots of aggression, yeah. I see. But there have been epic Clásicos in the past. I remember Fluminense in 2023 in the Campeonato Carioca, in the comeback match of Marcelo, where they came back from a 2-0 in the first leg, in the first game against Flamengo in the semifinals of the Rio de Janeiro State Championship. And they won the second leg, the second game, with 4-1, and completely turned around the score from the first game. That was epic, and it was aggressive, but there was still 5 goals and something very, very interesting happening. But right here it's more like carnage. Not a really beautiful match. No real chances for goal here. Palmeiras maybe had the most important chance when, I think it must have been around the 15th minute. One of their players, I don't even remember who it was, shot the ball wide after receiving it in the box. Was then taken off for offside, but wouldn't have been because it was a false decision, but didn't import because it was no goal, so VAR didn't come in. But if it had been a goal, VAR would have interfered and would have given the goal, for sure. Now the fans are starting to get a bit angry, I don't know. Are they dissatisfied with what is happening, with the way this game is going? I don't know. It's not beautiful. Really not beautiful till now. But the pressing of Palmeiras tries to create something. The T in Estevão is pronounced like you would in English. It's not Estevão, it's Estevão. Is it that? Maybe I say Estevão because I learned Brazilian Portuguese with an accent from Rio de Janeiro, where they say much sh, like gente and stuff. Which is also good for me as a German, because the German language has the sound too, a lot of times. So maybe this is why I say Estevão and not Estevão. Even though Estevão might be a little bit more easy, actually. The ball's at the middle line with Palmeiras, and it's a foul against São Paulo, because having the ball, I think it was Richard Rios, put his elbow into the face of his opponent. It was his hand, like, it was not the face, it was like here, kind of the chest. Aggressive, rude play there by Richard Rios, and kind of sums up what this game is like right now. It is not beautiful, I don't have much to tell you here. Many fouls now, no danger. Now Palmeiras with the ball in the half of São Paulo, but again a foul around the middle line against Veiga. No team able to create anything, because there's always a foul stopping them. Some names in Portuguese carry some intricate characteristics. Is Estevão, if I say this, does this have a meaning that I would normally not consciously want to say to you? This is a word that I should avoid, because I don't know that. I need to learn, if anything. Estevão. Accepted. Ball played long by Weverton, but there's no one to take it. Ball's played long by Weverton into the hands of Rafael, the São Paulo FC goalkeeper, who's taken down by Flaco Lopes. Will he get the foul? Like, the keeper has the ball in his hands, and Flaco Lopes, I didn't see it because I was watching, because I was looking at the other screen. Marco Lopes, the São Paulo, I have to show that to you. São Paulo goalkeeper has the ball in his hands. Nothing too wild happening. It's because it's a metaphor for the whole game. And Flaco Lopes comes, wraps his hand here around the waist of the São Paulo goalkeeper and pulls him like that and makes him fall to the ground. With no reason. Just because he wants to be physical and because this is a Classico, because this is a derby, and you have to be now the ball's inside the area of São Paulo. That might have been a chance for Palmeiras. Some danger. He's tried to head there back into the middle, I think, by Estevão. But no one was there to take it. Now Estevão wants to pass to his teammate, but it's intercepted by São Paulo. Ball possession stays with Palmeiras, who are now kind of deep into the São Paulo half. Cross comes in, but no one there to take it. It goes wide, it goes off, and it's a throw-in for São Paulo deep down into their own half. Kind of a noteworthy action here. This kind of game benefits one of the sides. That's right, if you think about that, it's actually benefiting São Paulo here. Because they only need 1 point for qualification. 1 point for them would be perfect. So it's Palmeiras who need to win, and they don't really have chances to do so yet. Even though they try to impose their home game here. But Palmeiras is also fouling. That's not what I say, it's São Paulo are fouling a little bit more, that's true. But Palmeiras wants to take the fight like that. And whenever São Paulo kind of wants to attack themselves, Palmeiras takes them down as well. Maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should let São Paulo lose the ball in a fair way, so that they can get a counterattack. Because in this, they have shown they're very good. They can play the deep balls behind the lines of São Paulo. That was how they created their chances till now. But they don't bring themselves into a situation to do it. Now São Paulo with the ball at the middle line, where it is so often, and the false pass played towards the Palmeiras player. He's down. He's through the balls with Facundo Torres. Now on the right hand side, Estevão could play it down the middle, but there's a defensive leg of São Paulo who takes the ball away from him. Ball back with Palmeiras. Kind of sleepy there, the team of São Paulo. Couldn't get their possession going. Now it's on the left hand side. Gets the cross in, but cleared away for corner. But there we had like some, as in Portuguese you'd say jogada. Like a chain of passes, of creative moments that might have led to something dangerous here. Some space they created like that. That's the way that Palmeiras can crack the São Paulo defense here today, if ever. And we have the corner now, swung in. Header comes but wide! The first time that off a set piece we had kind of a dangerous situation here. It actually went kind of far wide here. Some meters actually, but he got the ball onto his head. Flaco Lopes went higher there in the air than the defenders of São Paulo, and headed it like 2-3 meters wide. But if he had brought it onto the goal, that would have been dangerous. Goal kick by Rafael, but not regained by Palmeiras, as São Paulo have the ball as a throw-in now inside the half of Palmeiras, but still around the middle line. It would be nice for them to take such a strong team like Palmeiras out of the tournament right now. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So São Paulo, they will play for draw here today. That's for sure. Foul tried there on Richard Rios, but he didn't manage to take him down. Now maybe some space for Palmeiras. Ball played down to the box, would have been offside, but cleared away by the São Paulo defense. Didn't get it anyways. Long ball now played, and it's with the striker. It's with the striker. Tries to lob it above Weverton, but Weverton was attentive enough to catch it, and it was offside anyways. Wouldn't have counted. And now The São Paulo coach getting crazy again at the referee, gets the yellow card for that now. I have to say it's deserved, because he could stay a little bit more calm there. Luis Subelgia. There's no reason, I mean, yeah, I didn't know if it was offside, but even, like, it most likely was. Don't have to be too mad at the referee there. There is emotion in there, I can understand that, but I've also been a referee for 1 year actually, and it just sucks as a referee if, like, people get angry at you for nothing, and this was nothing. It was not a dangerous situation in the end. So yeah, ball's back with the Palmeiras defense. Try to play deep down, but no one's there to take the pass. Now, São Paulo, Rafael, the goalkeeper, plays it far and wide towards the middle line, where it can get picked up by a São Paulo player, takes down a Palmeiras player who lays down the ground. No foul there. Referee said ball was played, but plays the ball outside the pitch now anyways, because another, like, the Palmeiras player who's Flaco Lopez is down at the ground and might be injured. Fair gesture there, I have to say, from the São Paulo player, who I might see who it is right now. Number 9, Kairi. Yes, I cannot see who is who in the São Paulo squad actually, because you cannot see the numbers. I'm literally watching this game because I'm not at home right now. I'm actually streaming mobile. I'm in another apartment. And here there's only like another old TV screen that's not full HD, but 720. So the resolution is very low and you can't see who's who. Now long ball played there by São Paulo, but Palmeiras defense gets their head first onto that, and now they might mount a counter-attack. Veiga. Ball taken back by São Paulo. Down the middle line. They create something, no, play it back to their own defense to maybe gain some time here. It's already the 42nd minute of the match. And for São Paulo, as Eli, you said it, this benefits them. They don't have to risk it all. That's right, dude. Ponte Preta and Guarani. I think is it Guarani? I think it's São Bernardo even. Even a match like São Bernardo is even a team that's playing even lower than Guarani. Maybe even non-league. I don't know if they even play in the first 4 divisions of Brazil or only state championship. And they are in front of Palmeiras right now, and they would stay in front of Palmeiras if they don't win today. It's wild. To all those who weren't there before and maybe just need an explanation, I might give it to you later because this might be a dangerous situation for São Paulo here. They have the ball, try to mount an attack here themselves, but it's with their defense. I don't want to start a lengthy explanation here, in the situation that I might get interrupted by an attack of São Paulo, who kind of get some possession here even. Now ball's taken back by Palmeiras, long ball played to the front, but there's virtually no one there. It's also Palmeiras at some point, I think, are a little lost and just unable to create anything dangerous except from set pieces. So now I can explain to you what the situation is. The situation is the one that Palmeiras have 16 points so far out of 9 games, which is like a good ratio, kind of. Well, now São Paulo have some space down the middle. He might shoot it from wide, shoot it from far, but it's wide. 1-2 meters off the post, but it was shot from so far away that Weverton wouldn't have had a problem to keep it off. So not too dangerous, but the first shot on goal from São Paulo here, 43rd minute. Both in the 3rd division. Okay, Serie C though, so not that wild actually. Yeah. But still, like, Palmeiras have to finish in front of one of them. Or do they? Because it's like just the two lower league teams that happen to perform best until now in this São Paulo State Championship. And if it wasn't for this regulation that the 16 teams that participate are split into 4 groups of 4. And you have to be first or second in your group of 4. And all points of all the games you play are aggregated, and you play 12 games in total, so not just against the teams of your group. So matches against teams of other groups are taken into account as well. But for qualification for the quarterfinals, only your position in the group of 4 is determining. And Palmeiras have 16 points, and they are 5th in the overall standings out of 16, so normally a spot that should guarantee you a spot in the quarterfinal. But no, in their group of 4, they're actually only 3rd, because the two teams that we just mentioned, like Ponte Preta and São Bernardo, are 2nd and 3rd in the overall standing, so in front of Palmeiras in this group of 4. Like, in virtually any other group of 4, Palmeiras would be in the top 2 and wouldn't have a problem qualifying for the quarterfinals. But here, because the groups are distributed in this precise way, Palmeiras have to win today to really maintain the possibility of qualifying for the quarterfinals on 1st or 2nd in their group of 4. And that's kind of a surprise. We have 2 minutes of added on time, by the way, out of which the second is already going. Palmeiras fans getting a bit mad at the São Paulo goalkeeper Rafael there, who took some time to take the free kick. Palmeiras fans already stressing out because they think that São Paulo is already playing for time here. We have like 20 more seconds to go, my clock is 10 seconds off. Will Palmeiras create anything dangerous here? No, but São Paulo have the ball and might mount a counterattack. On the left, there's some space. Ball down the left now for São Paulo. He might get the cross in. He does. It's in the area, but he can't control it, the São Paulo player. And the Palmeiras defense has the ball. Plays it down into the outside of the field, and we have the halftime whistle blown. It's 0-0 in a match that is, as many derbies in Brazil, really physical, a bit aggressive, a bit rough, not very beautiful, not so many dangerous situations until now. Maybe slight advantages for Palmeiras over São Paulo, but they also managed to create some a little more dangerous situations there recently, like in the last minutes. But overall, dangerous, I have to put, I have to put it into brackets. Because we haven't seen anything really dangerous yet. It's like the Fla-Flu last week that I commented that you can watch if you want in my live streams, in my past live streams. It's not a beautiful game, not very dangerous. And yeah, we still have to wait for something really meaningful to happen in this game. Maybe we'll see in the second half. Albero's gonna talk to them. Shouldn't be failing in such dirty gameplay of the opposite side. Yeah, sure. I think that's gonna be important, that Palmeiras have to play maybe a bit more smart than they have, because they're falling for the gameplay of São Paulo, just as you said. Because São Paulo, as we know, they have a vital interest of keeping this game 0-0 until the end, because they, with 1 point, would easily qualify and even win their group of 4 and qualify for sure for the quarterfinals. And if Palmeiras don't win today, they might actually not qualify for the quarterfinals at all, which would be a huge surprise, but also an advantage for teams like São Paulo and other big teams in the state championship, because one of the big teams would be out of the competition and couldn't win it anymore. So we see what happens in the second half. I'm gonna make a quick break here. I'm gonna be back um, right away and see you for the second half in some minutes. The teams are coming out again. We are getting going for the second half of this game. I'll stop and reset the timer. And we will have the clock going once this game will start again. São Paulo players are coming back out on the pitch. They are out earlier than their Palmeiras rivals, who will join onto the pitch a bit later. And we are in the second half now. That's for sure. Did we have any substitutions? Let's check this out. Just quickly. Just have to get the clock back where I want. I cannot see any substitutions yet, but we'll see what this is gonna give. Because teams are just coming back out. Now Palmeiras back out with Weverton leading his team for the second half. We've already seen one substitutions. I remember Mauricio's Palmeiras player was fouled in the second minute and had to be subbed off after he suffered a blow to his shoulder. And we've seen him sitting on the bench with a stabilizing thing onto his shoulder, so seems to be something more, something that could actually take him out for quite some time, unfortunately. Hi, cheering against one of the clubs today. No, today is an absolutely neutral commentary. Actually, I don't have a team in São Paulo that I support or don't support. That's like I'm a Fluminense supporter in Brazil, which is a story for itself that I'm gonna upload on my channel as well at some point. So stay tuned. Leave a subscription to be notified when it comes out. But here in São Paulo, I don't have any team that I'm cheering for or against, so the commentary today is going to be more neutral. Both teams are back out, and we're getting going for half number 2 here. No substitutions as far as I can see, except for the one of Mauricio due to injury in the first half, in the 3rd minute already. And we are getting going for half number 2. Palmeiras against São Paulo, this time Palmeiras with the first kick. By the way, Eduardo, glad to have you back on the stream. Nice that you're here again. Yeah. Let's watch this game together. Let's see what this is gonna give. Let's see if we're gonna see a second half with a bit more action. With maybe even a goal. Foul against, oh god, against Pablo Maya. It's just continuing the way it went in the first half. With fouls in the middle of the pitch. But maybe we'll see a goal today, because I've streamed 3 half times of Brazilian football as to now, and I haven't narrated a single goal yet. I want a goal. Please just give me a goal, dear Palmeiras or São Paulo. No matter who. Just give me a goal. And also, I think a goal would do the game really well, because it would make one of the teams maybe risk a bit more. São Paulo now in possession. In the Palmeiras half, down the left side. Ball was outside the pitch. I think it's a throw-in for Palmeiras. And Cagliari, they're not satisfied with his performance. Slaps a water bottle and gets whistled by the Palmeiras fans. And Palmeiras, their team, now has the ball in their defense, waiting for the space that São Paulo might offer them. We remember, Palmeiras have to win today if they want to qualify for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship. São Paulo could afford a draw, and would even benefit from a draw, because this would put Palmeiras into a situation that Palmeiras, one of the first tier clubs here, and would take them out of the quarterfinals. Now Estevão with the ball, tries to dribble, but is defended away there by Enzo Dias, and loses the ball. It's a goal kick for São Paulo. Also not the game of Estevão right now, the prodigy, the wonder kid, as many name him, but he doesn't make a difference yet. Tries some dribbles, and you can see his talent with the ball on his foot, but he cannot get past the lines of São Paulo like that right now. Ball's with the Palmeiras defense, who is attacked now, and they have to thump it into the side out of the pitch, and now we have a throw in for São Paulo into the half of Palmeiras. They also press like a little bit. They now get the foul for them, get a free kick 40 meters from the goal, can swing it in, might be something dangerous for São Paulo there. Corinthians and Fluminense, yes, Silvio Santos. I was in Rio last year when he died. I actually had this in the news, like, it was in the news in all of Brazil, you couldn't miss it, that he had died. And I knew that Fluminense and Corinthians were playing each other just like a few days later. And it was named the Clásico Silvio Santos. And the whole game was just a commemoration of this man's life, and it was beautiful. I wasn't in the stadium then, but it was really really cool to see that. And I actually have some friends who are Corinthians fans as well. Not so close friends, I'd say, but like, or not so many friends, for sure. Like compared to the Fluminense fans I have. But I plan to go to watch many games, like several games in São Paulo this year when I go back to Brazil. But I definitely want to watch Corinthians, because their stadium just seems one of the ones that you have to see. Yeah, you actually wrote it into the comment, Eduardo. Sorry that Fluminense and Corinthians played each other last year. Yeah, I can imagine. I saw like Instagram posts about all of that. About Silvio Santos. Now São Paulo with the ball down the midline. Again, a foul against them. Palmeiras haven't learned from the first half. They don't try to play smart. They don't try to play past the lines. Still tough. Still a tough game. With no team really finding a solution yet. I could take a look at the statistics in the meantime of the first half. Interestingly enough, actually, São Paulo had a little bit more of ball possession, 52% in the first half, than Palmeiras, which you wouldn't have guessed. But now Palmeiras with the attack down the left-hand side, but can't get the cross in. But they have the ball there. Now the foul not whistled by the referee, and São Paulo get the goal kick after one of their defenders shoots the ball onto the foot of the Palmeiras attacker. Might have gotten dangerous there, but again, well blocked really, really early on onto the opponent there, the player is really physical. Palmeiras unable to create a solution, which gets me to take a look at the statistics. And yeah, shots on goal, we have 3 shots for Palmeiras and 1 for São Paulo, so 4 shots in the first half, which is incredibly few. That's nothing. Normally football games have a total of, I don't know, 30, 40 shots in a game, which would amount to 15 or 20 in a half. And we have 4. And not a single one of them was on target. 4 shots on goal in total, not a single one on target. That says everything about this match. We didn't see a real chance until now. Except for maybe the header of Flaco Lopes in the 38th minute that went like 2 or 3 meters wide after a corner. After a set piece, because out of the flow of play, no team is able to create anything just right now. And the game is like equally horrendous as the Fla-Flu I commented last week. Maybe even worse. I have to say it, maybe even worse. Because in the Fla-Flu, Flamengo actually kinda had chances, and towards the end also really could have won it. But this game, 4 shots, not a single shot on target, no real chance, but many fouls, much foul play, and now the ball's played through. It was no offside. The São Paulo player, but Everton runs out of his goal and clears it away from his foot. That would have been 1-on-1. That would have been the first really, really dangerous situation there for São Paulo. He was through. Kairi. He was through. Really, really smart pass there for him, and I don't know if it would have been offside, maybe. We would have had VAR. But Weverton sprints out of his goal and can take the ball just 1 or 2 meters before Kairi would have had it on his foot. São Paulo have it now. They're into this game and get the foul for them. São Paulo, Kairi there with the ball on his foot, taken away by Gustavo Gomes, but with a foul. So another free kick for São Paulo. But this was the most dangerous situation of the game, even if it didn't result into a shot on goal. But if Weverton hadn't sprinted out of his goal and hadn't thumped the ball away from the foot of Kairi, this would have been São Paulo FC's 1-0 here. Ball swung into the box, but into the hands of Weverton. No danger here. He will play it long now. Tries to get it towards Estevão there, but Rafael is there. The keeper of São Paulo can pick it up into his hands and give it back to his defenders, who have it now into the own half. We'll pause the game a little bit again, and they lose it now to Palmeiras. Inside their own half, who might get an attack here, but they're fouled again. Palmeiras also run into the fouls committed by São Paulo. As I said in the beginning of the half, they haven't learned anything from the first half. Don't try to play it smart, I don't know, try to be maybe a little bit less rough themselves. And maybe try to run away from the São Paulo players, but they run into the fouls really. And another free kick from far, far away there for Palmeiras. Maybe like 45 meters from the goal. Mikey now with the ball. And it's played back to the own defender. Palmeiras really need solutions. And we remember they need to win here to maintain chances of qualifying for the quarterfinal of the São Paulo State Championship here. São Paulo FC would be very, very satisfied with the point here, I think. They're already qualified, and they could seriously take points away from Palmeiras here, which is their main goal. But now Palmeiras have the ball. Palmeiras with the shot from far, but into the arms of Rafael. The first shot on target, by the way. It's the 55th minute of the game, 56 minutes. And we have the first shot on target of any team. Not really dangerous, like from 25 minutes. Central into the arms of Rafael, no problem. But the first shot on target. This game kind of gets some drive now. From both sides. Maybe we really see a goal here soon. But now it's a bit more fluent like the game than in the first half. São Paulo have the ball in their own defense. And the wrong pass there, and it's back with Palmeiras. Can they get something quick going here, like some counter-attack? It's on the left-hand side. He might swing the ball in or cut inside. Now the ball into the middle. Into the middle, the header for Palmeiras, and it's wide! Gigantic chance for Palmeiras. The biggest chance of the game. He has the free header from 6 meters from goal, but doesn't quite get his head on it. Heads the ball towards the ground. Wants to make a header that first goes on ground and then into the goal. But from the ground, the ball actually jumps high above the goal of São Paulo. That would have been the lead. Flaco Lopes on the header. Now we're really seeing chances here. And São Paulo dissatisfied in the defense. Understandably. That would have got really, really dangerous there. São Paulo now have the ball. Can they play it forward? Maybe some space there on the right hand side now for São Paulo, but he cannot control the ball there. Andre Silva, I think. And now the fast, wide header, and again we might have a foul against Palmeiras. And he gets it. 2 or 3 really intense minutes here. Now the game is getting some drive. With Palmeiras having the more dangerous situations here. Piqueires down the left hand side. Played to his teammate. Ball cut inside but headed away by the São Paulo defense. Now they have it, maybe for the counter. Tries to pause the game a little bit onto the left hand side. Andre Silva now. I think this is Andre Silva. The other time it wasn't him. Yeah. Enzo Dias. São Paulo on the left hand side, maybe with space. Cuts inside, but a little bit too far there for his teammate. A little bit too far for Arboleda, I think it was, on the right hand side. If he had gotten it, or Cagliari, I think it was Cagliari. If he had gotten it, he might have gotten a shot there on the Palmeiras goal. But the drive towards goal is there in the game right now. It was boring for 60 minutes. But now we're really seeing both teams risking a little bit more, going for goal here. Free kick for Palmeiras inside their own half. Piqueires played back to his teammate. Balls with Weverton, the Palmeiras goalkeeper, who will play the long ball inside the São Paulo half. Off the head, and it's onto the left hand side, but that's cleared away by Rafael of São Paulo. Would have been one-on-one. If Piqueires could have gotten his foot on that, but the ball was played just a little bit too long, just prolonged a little bit too long off the head of the Palmeiras midfielder there, so that Rafael could get out of his goal and clear it away. And now they have a corner kick, Palmeiras. Wanted to get the cross in but blocked away. Now it's a matter of minutes of seeing the chances or not. Now it's getting cool to watch this game. Corner for Palmeiras from the left hand side. Will be swung in by, I think it's Rafael Veiga. Swung inside, no headers cleared away by São Paulo. We now have the ball on the left hand side themselves. Try to get the corner check. That was an intelligent ball there. Maybe the cross towards the right hand side now into the Palmeiras half, but onto the head of the Palmeiras defender who have the ball themselves now. Mikey on the right tries to has solved the situation there with Richard Rios. Richard Rios shoots, but from 30 meters and far off the goal. 5 meters above and right of the goal. So that could have been more there. A little bit too audacious there. The try of Richard Rios. And we will see 2 substitutions here. Cedric and I think Lucas Moura will get into the game. Igor Vinicius is going to be subbed off for Cedric Soares on the São Paulo side. And Lucas Moura, in fact, the dude I had on my thumbnail, is going to join the game. It's going to be subbed in for Andre Silva. I'm just going to put them into the away squad real quick. And then the game will resume. Lucas Moura. Gonna tell you more about him in some moments. The other sub on is Cedric Soares, but now the ball's with Lucas Moura. Already inside the box of Palmeiras, shoots but wide. Big chance there for São Paulo FC. Lucas Moura. The child of São Paulo FC. The successful player who has played seasons and seasons in Europe really successfully and who came back and it was saved by Weverton. It would have been a goal. On the left side, gets into the box, into the penalty area of Palmeiras and shoots it. But Weverton makes a really great save there, gets his hand on it. And the ball might be swung in there. Corner now for São Paulo. Swung in. Headed away by the Palmeiras defense, but maybe the second ball for São Paulo. No, it's gonna be cleared away. Biggest chance of the game there for São Paulo till now. It's getting a bit chaotic, many high balls there down the middle, but no one really getting the solution. We have the throw in for São Paulo in the half of Palmeiras on the right-hand side. And finally finished to put on the substitutes here. What a hot situation. Almost the lead there for São Paulo FC. Lucas Moura, 30 seconds after he was subbed on. That gives me the moment to tell you a bit more about Lucas Moura there, as the ball is with the defense of Palmeiras. He has played various seasons in Europe, was a really successful Brazilian player on the international stage. Foul for Palmeiras now on the left-hand side might give an opportunity to swing the ball in from the left sideline, around 40 meters from the goal. Lucas Moura. And he came back in 2023. It's kind of a Cinderella story. That's the stories I like Brazilian football for. He came back from Europe to his boyhood club, São Paulo FC, and promptly helped them win the Copa do Brasil in 2023. São Paulo FC won. I don't know if they had won big titles in the years before, but they won it with Lucas Moura coming back to their squad. Promptly won a national title of big importance, and he's still playing for them. Now it's his third year already since his comeback. But we'll see Veiga bring the ball in from the free kick, headed but wide, and it's an offensive foul, I think. It's gonna be foul for São Paulo there. And we have 3 substitutions now with Palmeiras. Marcos Rocha, Moreno and Alain will go join this match. I'm gonna put them in. Richard Rios is gonna be subbed off for Anibal Moreno. Veiga will quit the game for Alain. And Mikey is being subbed off for Marcos Rocha. Marcos Rocha, just gonna put them in real quick and then gonna resume the commentary. Anibal Moreno for Richard Rios. And Alain for Rafael Veiga. 3 substitutions at once in the 65th minute here for Palmeiras. Some new power there. And some offensive power, as it seems to me. They have subbed off like Mikey, a defender, but the other 2 substitutions are clearly offensive. So Palmeiras, they have to go some more risk. Now the cross in from Lucas Moura, but above the head of everyone. It's not gonna be taken on the other side. It's a throw in for Palmeiras from the left-hand side of their own half. But then Lucas Moura secured the ball on the left-hand side. Ball was about to go off the pitch, but was taken back by him. And we have the mistake there by Alain, and throw in from where Palmeiras were just doing the throw in on the left-hand side into their own half. And we're staying offensive there with São Paulo. Gets the throw in. Right hand side, and it's corner for São Paulo, blocked away. The game kinda got a drive now. Kinda got the drive there. More interesting situations in the second half than in the first. That was one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen, but now both teams actually going dangerous. Corner comes in. Headed again into the box. Lucas Moura with a header, but wide. Above the goal, about 2 meters, not too dangerous. But São Paulo FC, Lucas Moura, since he was subbed on, really makes the difference. Palmeiras balls with their defense now. Maybe gonna try to get an attack going here a bit quicker. Goes now down the right-hand side, Estevão. Now also more dynamic passing play here of Palmeiras. Have really realized that they have to go that they have to go this pace if they want to do something. Like now, about 20-30 meters from the goal of São Paulo FC. Estevão is lying on the ground, but no foul. Ball still with Palmeiras, now the left-hand side. The ball's played to Piqueires, who plays it back to his teammate. Now the cross comes in into the box. And we have Marcos Rocha. Now the cross comes in, it's blocked away, and we have another corner for Palmeiras. Maybe a chance. Yeah, Lukács is not the tallest. I'm seeing that. I was thinking he was taller. But this one header there was not too bad. But eventually there were too many defenders. They could block him from doing a really good header. Now maybe the chance for a header for Palmeiras. Ball's gonna be swung in from the corner. Header comes, but wide! About 1 meter wide there, the header of Gustavo Gomes. 69th minute, another good chance for Palmeiras here. Yeah, he kind of had to head it while he was falling back. Not an easy position to take the header. From 5 meters from goal, but then like 1 or 2 meters wide. Another good chance for Palmeiras here. Now Palmeiras have won the ball again down the right hand side, maybe for Estevão, but it's intercepted. And with a throw in for São Paulo, wants to take it quickly. Cagliari, but there's no solution. We're in the 70th minute, 20 minutes to go plus added on time. Will Palmeiras find the goal they so desperately need in this game to keep alive their hopes of qualifying for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship? They need a win here if they don't want to run real risk of not qualifying, which is kind of a surprise there. But so far, 0-0. And there were even chances for São Paulo as well. So I think the draw, if we look at the performance of both teams, is, even in the second half that has gotten better than the first one, is a deserved one. Could have been a goal on either side. Estevão, kind of everywhere here. There's like with his defensive lines here, tries to pick the ball up everywhere he can. Get some dribbles going, distribute the ball to his teammates. Ball swung into the box of Palmeiras, but too far wide. Doesn't get his head on it. Flaco Lopes, and with a throw in for São Paulo. Fans are getting angry. I always used to play Gustavo Gomes in FIFA career mode back in FIFA 17. When he moved to Palmeiras, I felt betrayed. Wild. Tell me where I played before. I actually don't know that. I don't know like the careers of every player is like on the pitch right now. Where did he play before? And with which club did he play him? Because I think that the Brazilian league was not on FIFA back then. They want to put it on FIFA 26 or FC 26, how it's officially called now. Which is too cool. Maybe I will buy FC 26. I've never played FIFA. I've played FIFA, but I've never had FIFA for myself my whole life. But with the Brasileirão, I might actually get it. Estevão now through the São Paulo midfield. Played towards the right. Past the defender, he might get the cross and he's already inside the box. Ball played long. Going for the header. What a save by Rafael! Header from 3 meters from goal, and Rafael gets his hand to it. That's a spectacular save. That's absolutely unbelievable. How did this not get in? Aníbal Moreno on the right hand side. The chip comes in, and then the header from 3 meters. Really also with drive. It was a good header. Maybe a bit too central, and Rafael gets his hands on it. With an otherworldly reflex, Flaco Lopes with a powerful header from 3 meters, and Rafael gets his hands on it in a reflex of absolute craziness. What a save. You're right. Biggest chance of the game right now. And this could have been it for Palmeiras. We have the corner still for Palmeiras. Taken by Estevão. I'll talk about Gustavo Gomes later, because we really have dangerous situation. Got in the header, but wide, and it was from 12 meters, not dangerous. This time Gustavo Gomes with the header. But what a chance there by Palmeiras. That save was really out of another world. I was a goalkeeper myself during my youth. And making such saves, having such reflexes, is crazy, crazy. If someone heads a ball onto you out of 3 meters of distance, and you get your hands on it, that's otherworldly. For sure, yeah, the ball wasn't headed into any corner or something like that. It was headed onto him, but also to get the hands up like this real quick is crazy. And we see, who do we see? Oscar will be subbed on for São Paulo FC. And Estevão down the ground, holding his jaw, got a hand into his face. There of who I think is Enzo Dias, but I think he can continue playing, not that serious of an injury. Yeah, Gustavo Gomes played for Milan back in the days. At 2017, I didn't know by heart who played for Milan. I was too young, I guess. So yeah. But are you a Milan fan, Eduardo? Why did you feel betrayed? Or did he actually play like for I don't know, Corinthians or São Paulo FC before? Gustavo Gomes. Interesting. I didn't know that. He didn't look half as scary as he does nowadays. That's right, dude. He has like tattoos in his face and stuff. That's crazy. Like when he plays a header, the ball is like faster than with other players because the ball is scared of his face. Just wants to get off his face quicker. At least my impression. Palmeiras again with the attack, and they have a corner kick. Did we see the substitution of Oscar yet? I don't think so, no. Gonna be subbed on after this corner maybe. Taken by Facundo Torres. Ball comes in. Headed away by São Paulo, but still with the Palmeiras defense. Played onto the right hand side, Estevão. Estevão, now's the moment. But blocked his cross. And we have a throw in for São Paulo. Will we see the substitution? Yes, we will. I think it's gonna be 2 or 3 even. 2 players who will come in. And it's gonna be Marcos Roja. No. Marcos Roja plays for Palmeiras. But another Marcos Marcos Antonio, sorry. The A was for Antonio. Marcos Antonio is going to be subbed in for Alisson, who already has the yellow card as well. Maybe just a substitution to avoid a red card there. And Oscar is being subbed on for Luciano. Oscar, who came back from China, where he played all of his life. And now for São Paulo. Into the team for Luciano and Marcos Antonio for Alisson. Kind of defensive substitutions here. I will just put the players into the squads updated and then we will resume the commentary. Oh, if there's not a chance for Palmeiras, maybe the shot was blocked, the ball was free there for some split seconds inside the box. But no real shot there from Palmeiras. And they have a corner again. Alisson subbed off for Marcos Antonio. And Luciano for Oscar. Corners coming in, but headed away by the São Paulo defense. It's going to be a throw-in from the other side, from the left side, close to the ground line. Oscar being subbed in for Luciano. And the Palmeiras fans, they sense that their team really need the support now. But the ball's with São Paulo. Maybe a counter-attack, but blocked away. It's only going to be a throw-in at the middle line for São Paulo. 78th minute already. Yeah, he even got the shot going, Flaco Lopes. From 6 meters, but shot while falling. The situation that was before the last corner kick of Palmeiras, when I said that there wasn't a real shot going. There actually was a shot, but not strong enough, and blocked away. Ball played down, wonderful pass down the left-hand side. May get it in, but he cannot control it. He already had the ball there. Enzo Dias. If he could have controlled it, he might have gone into the box and played a very dangerous cross inside, but we have the goal kick for Everton. And Palmeiras can attack again. Will they find the lucky punch in the last minutes of the game? Now on the left-hand side. The cross towards the other side, but into the heads of the São Paulo defense. But gained possession back. Eduardo, I'm gonna respond to your commentary later on because now the game's more important. Sorry. Facundo Torres. Palmeiras in their offensive formation now. Will they find the space there? Estevão down the right hand side. Will he go for a dribble? Maybe. Will he get the cross in? No, they're kind of passing the ball around. They're in the defensive lines now. Try to chip it back to Estevão. Who has to go into the one-on-one against the São Paulo defender, but the ball was in the out. Was outside of the goal line, and we have a goal kick for São Paulo. You could really see Palmeiras trying to attack really high, really early on. And when they had possession, they tried to close in the game and to close in São Paulo's defense really close to their own box. And played passes, were waiting for the space, and when there was a space, they tried to chip it in there. Didn't go well this time. Also waiting for a mistake there of the São Paulo defense, to be sure. But Palmeiras really played for win right now. Marcos Rocha on the right-hand side. Estevão. Estevão cannot control the ball. It's taken back by the São Paulo defense. And the foul against São Paulo now inside their own half, and it's a free kick. 80th minute. Maybe the chance for São Paulo to calm the game a little bit. A lot of Brazilians have sympathy for Milan. I didn't know that. I would always sign my favorite players from them. But nice, yeah, I didn't know that Milan has such a big tradition of Brazilians. There are kind of some teams in Europe that have more tradition of having Brazilians than others. Like, notably Milan, but also Shakhtar Donetsk, for example, where just recently Paulo Elias from my beloved Fluminense was transferred to, which I cannot at all understand. But yeah, they have this tradition. Also in France some clubs have it. My favorite club in Germany, which is Freiburg, unfortunately don't. But now we have Estevão and Marcos Rocha on the right-hand side again. Palmeiras again with possession, playing the ball through their defensive lines, but they are deep inside the São Paulo half already. They want to find the space. Balls for Flaco Lopes, who is brought down to the ground there. Cannot get his shot going for real. The ball's getting past the goal of São Paulo, and no foul given. Pablo Maia was taking Flaco Lopes there down, and for me it also looked like a foul at first glance, but not given. And we have a goal kick for São Paulo. Seeing the Palmeiras fans here in kind of good humor, actually. They're enjoying this derby just as much as we do. And in the second half they really have reason to. It's way better than the first. The first half, I repeat, we only saw 4 shots of both teams combined, and none of them on target, but this has changed. Ball with Estevão tries to play a deep ball down to the box, but no one there except for Rafael, the goalkeeper of São Paulo FC, who can pick it up and get some time going. As we remember, São Paulo FC, for them this point would be an absolute success. They already qualified for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship. Palmeiras are not, surprisingly, and they would need a win to not risk of not qualifying for the quarterfinals, which would be kind of disgraceful as a Serie A team, but now they have the ball again. On the right hand side with Estevão. He will go into the box. The ball's with Marcos Rocha, who can play it back to Estevão. Now the left hand side. He might get the cross in. but the defensive headed away by São Paulo. Now the pressure's high from Palmeiras. For the last minutes, São Paulo didn't manage to free themselves of this pressure. Now, long alleviating ball and almost the mistake there by Weverton, who can't really control the pass that was played back to him. And now São Paulo players immediately chasing down to him. But in the end, Weverton controlled it sufficiently to be able to play the pass to his defender. Aníbal Moreno. It's a game for 1 goal now. Palmeiras offense go in for lucky punch, but now they foul Lucas Moura there in the midfield. And even if the Palmeiras fans don't want to believe that, it's absolutely right. Facundo Torres losing the ball there. No, that was another action. And now they're singing, yeah. Now the Palmeiras fans go crazy with the referee. They're not okay with this decision, but it was right. It was an absolute foul against Lucas Moura there. And the free kick for São Paulo is the result of some Palmeiras stupidity, and they're gonna sub again. Thales is gonna be subbed on for Aníbal Moreno. No, Gustavo Gomes, sorry. Number 15. Aníbal Moreno was himself subbed on. Thales in the game for Gustavo Gomes. '85th minute, 5.5 minutes to go until the end of the second half, plus added on time. Will we see the lucky punch there of Palmeiras, or will São Paulo secure this result and the point that would benefit them and not Palmeiras, as we have to remember? Palmeiras now with the ball, Marcos Rocha inside his own half. And we see Abel Ferreira, the Palmeiras coach, on his knee. Also full of adrenaline now, the foul against his player there. 50 meters from the São Paulo goal, and free kick for Palmeiras taken quickly but short. Ball stays within the defensive possession of Palmeiras. Marcos Rocha again. Oh, what did he change now here? Yeah, I didn't kind of change my screen in the stream, I think. Now I've made it right again. Palmeiras have the ball in their defense, trying to find the spot as in the last minutes, and every time São Paulo gets the ball, they just try to play it forward, some counter-attack or secure it. And they have this the throw-in now. Cedric Soares, right hand side inside the own half. They will try to secure the result. They had one really good chance, São Paulo, by Lucas Moura. And now Palmeiras again with the possession. One really good chance by Lucas Moura in the 62nd minute. That could have been the lucky punch for São Paulo, but after that, no real great chance. And Palmeiras, who arguably have to win this way more urgently than São Paulo, they're really going for it now. Arboleda, ball's on the left hand side. He might get the cross in or not. Facundo Torres. Shots coming from wide, it's deflected and almost in front of the feet of Flaco Lopes. But a little bit too far in front, and Rafael can get his hands to it, and now he has big time to keep the ball into his hands, play it to his defense. And of course the Palmeiras fans are not at all content with that. And now we see the table of the group of 4 there of Palmeiras. Palmeiras will be 2 points behind qualification for the quarterfinals with 2 games to go in this São Paulo State Championship. If they don't score here, they will risk not to qualify. They will depend on the results of the last 2 games. Estevão now. Estevão. Maybe the shooting chance. Foul against Estevão. 18 meters from the Palmeiras goal, good position for the free kick, but it would have been an advantage there. The ball was played onto the right-hand side, where the Palmeiras player would have been free to enter the box and play a really, really dangerous pass, or maybe even try the shot himself. So that was a bad decision there by the referee. Absolute forced decision. As Estevão runs down parallel to the 16-yard line. And that wasn't even a foul against him in my eyes. And Moreno plays the ball to the right, which would have created a big chance there for Palmeiras. But the referee gives the free kick, which is gonna be arguably way, way less dangerous. Free kick a little bit offset to the right, around 18 meters from the goal of Rafael. Maybe he'll take it quickly. We're already in the 89th minute of this game. And Palmeiras really need a winner here, to not depend on the results of other teams for qualification for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship. It kind of gets a nail-biter now. Moreno and Estevão on the ball. Estevão, the prodigy, the 17-year-old, 15 million gem. Will he shoot it on Moreno? Estevão for the ball. Now he shots, but into the wall. Blocked away by the wall. And now the ball's with Weverton. Headed back to Weverton by their own defender. And São Paulo FC, with the result of this match, would certainly be qualified for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship. And also almost guaranteed in first place. This would only depend on one more win. Ball played down for Palmeiras again, but cleared away fairly by the São Paulo defender. He played the ball, so no foul. Only the cross comes in, but headed away by São Paulo. We've hit the 90 minutes. How much extra time will he give? How much extra time? Now we're in for it. Palmeiras have the ball still and again. And I can already announce to you, this is the long night of São Paulo football, so after this match I'll immediately switch to my other stream and comment Santos against Água Santa for you, which might be a little bit delayed because this match will finish a bit later than expected. Because it's already 20 past. And we have 4 minutes of added on time, of which 30 seconds already have been played. But Palmeiras fans absolutely not okay with this. And one São Paulo player, they're also on the ground with cramps, trying to get some time going. Remember, for São Paulo this point would be enough to be most likely first in their group of 4 in the São Paulo State Championship. For Palmeiras, this point would mean danger of not qualifying for the quarterfinals. And we have the goal kick for São Paulo. Ball played long. No foul against São Paulo there. So ball with the Palmeiras defense now. Played long. It has to be long balls now. Headed away, but into the foot of the Palmeiras player. It's Piqueires. Aníbal Moreno. Again, Aníbal Moreno, they're down the middle, they don't find the space yet. Only 2.5 minutes to go. Chip inside the box, but not good. And São Paulo can clear it away. Ball shot long off, but it's still with the defense of Palmeiras, still in the half of São Paulo. The pressure is kept up. On the left-hand side now. Cross comes in. Into the box, but again headed away by São Paulo. Back to the defense of Palmeiras. Marcos Roja. Aníbal Moreno with the ball on his foot. The defender, Estevão, has it. 25 meters from goal. He shoots, but wide. Not at all a dangerous shot from Estevão. He can do better than that. He could take the dribble or something, but he really shot like from 25 meters of distance. Completely mishit the ball. And it goes 3 meters off the goal. No danger there. I can already announce to you that as soon as this game ends, I'll immediately cut the stream and hop over to the Santos against Agua Santa livestream. You're all very much invited to join me over there. I'd be really glad to have you over there as well. To maybe see the first goal of Neymar since his comeback to Brazilian football. Game starting then 6 minutes. I might be a little bit late for the game. But we'll see what it's gonna give. Last minute of the game. Palmeiras have the ball. On the left-hand side, Flaco Lopes. Now he can get into the box, but taken away by the defender of São Paulo, and they might even clear it away by smart play. Now the long ball to the front. It's a throw-in for Palmeiras. 30 seconds to go. And the game's finished. I'll immediately hop over to the Santos stream, and you'll be invited to join me there. Ball down to the right-hand side for Estevão, but he can't control it. It's gonna be a throw-in for São Paulo FC, and I think this is gonna be it. Because then the 4 minutes of added on time will have passed. And we'll once again, after the Fla-Flu last week, will have seen a goalless game, and it's over. It's over here in Allianz Parque, the stadium of Palmeiras, who haven't managed to win against São Paulo FC and now really depend on results of other clubs to qualify for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship. Thanks, Brian, dude. Only thing I could say could help us for viewers to see the game is saying what side the shots go wide on. Yeah, I'll try to include this on my Santos stream. Thanks for being there. I'll invite you to my other stream. I'm gonna be real quick and see you there. São Paulo, with this point, by the way, qualified for the quarterfinals of the São Paulo State Championship. They will have liked this point that they could snatch from their historic rival. Palmeiras fans and the team will not at all be satisfied.